Hey everyone, welcome back. Chris McCormick, joined as always by Blake Smith. So today we are going to have an opportunity to take a look at a new offering from Ping. So this is more of a tour-inspired offering. These are new Blueprint irons. So Blueprint's been out in the marketplace for a few years now, and finally getting a couple of new offerings that are a touch more playable than what we saw in the first generation. So Blake, want to run us through some of the new tech that we're going to see in these guys?
Yeah, so the whole idea with the Blueprint iron is to have it be able to be blended through the set. So the I-230 and then the S version, and then the T version, that could be like a triple blend. The cool thing about this is these have the same lofts. So with these two new offerings, these are in the player area at the bottom of the line. So bottom of the line meaning the player area. So I guess somebody could go with a whole set of the Blueprints. You got to be a really elite ball striker. But if you want some forgiveness, that S, really pretty forgiving for what it is. They have 10 grams of tungsten, low on the CG on that. That's the engineering behind it. Really cool because they put tungsten in the toe and the heel, so it increases the MOI even on this Blueprint T. So this Blueprint T is supposedly a lot easier to hit. It looks really good. That Hydro Pearl finish is really premium, but these irons really pretty. They look like they're player irons.
Absolutely. So this is right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So I'd say before we jump into the bay, make sure give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's see what these guys do for us.
Yeah, let's go.
So today testing new Blueprint T, Blueprint S. So we're going to start with the T, which is going to be the smaller of the two heads. So this is going to be a replacement for current Blueprint iron and be geared really more towards that elite ball striker and better player. So thinner top line, minimal offset, and as far as overall blade width, heel to toe, smallest thing that's going to be in Ping's arsenal. So first impressions, how's this look to you?
It's definitely small. It's not off-puttingly small. I think it might look a little bigger than last year's.
Okay.
They softened some of the lines, so it's not quite as like angular and harsh. There's definitely no offset on this, which I like. Ping's got that white line down there for alignment, so you make sure that you're drawing a perpendicular line to the target line.
Sure.
I've always liked that about Ping. It's definitely a small flange here, so it's definitely gonna dig, but I think they're really paying attention to turf interaction. You can see how the grind is. Overall, I mean, this is a player's iron, so we're gonna see how forgiving it is for what it is. I mean, when you pull that weight out to the perimeter, you're gonna make the MOI go up in any iron.
Sure.
So if you make the MOI go up in this and you make it easier to hit, with this kind of look, this could be a home run here, and it looks really good, so.
And we got 8620 carbon steel forged product, so feel feedback with the tour inspiration and the tour feedback to design this iron, feel should be on point.
Spot on. All right. That was pretty flushed. That felt like it was in the middle of the golf club. Yeah, wow. That was hit far. That's a blade that carried 207, 138 efficiency. Okay. That was
29.5 degrees aloft, much closer to those old school traditional lofts.
Yep.
And launch and spin, pretty spot on there.
And that's what I play right now. And that launch angle might be just a touch high, but that was pretty good. Just a little pulled. That felt like it was a touch on the toe. Wow, that went far.
Say pulls go far.
Yep. And it was on the toe. Look at the efficiency.
That's impressive for this category of iron.
Yeah, it is. This is like an auto draw. It's got auto draw on it. And 138 efficiency over and over again. All right, let's play the auto draw. Yeah, that was right in the middle of the golf club. Tremendous feel. Might be the best feeling Ping ever.
It's interesting you say that. So construction of this head, there's over 50 steps that goes into the actual production of the Blueprint T. So 50 steps,
Wow.
That's insane.
That's, wow, they put a lot into this. A lot of technology in here. In this tiny little golf club, Lot of technology.
And looks very, very traditional. I mean, in that particular player tour-inspired blade category, a lot of tech as you touched on, and I mean, just the overall bag appeal. It's a great looking golf club.
Yeah, this hanging out of the bag. Yeah, when you walk up, put your bag down. Yeah, what's the course record? All right, couple more.
Sounds solid too.
I mean, it feels the way it sounds.
That's a little better ball flight.
That was very straight.
Ball speed off of this is really impressive too.
It's really good. Spin retention. I mean, I haven't absolutely flushed all these, but it's really good. I mean, and the launch angle staying in the same place. All right, last one. There's that auto draw.
That had a good sound, yeah.
Yeah. Those are all going my number or a little bit further, and I don't play traditional blades.
So Blueprint T, much more of that traditional blade style golf club.
Yep.
Let's transition into Blueprint S, which is going to be a little bit more forgiving, but still in that Blueprint family. So tour-inspired, minimal offset, thin top line, something that's going to appeal to that better player, but different feel, different performance, and a little bit more forgiveness and playability. So first impressions here?
Yeah, so it's a little bit bigger, touch more offset. When you start to make a blade longer, you have to offset it, or it's going to be very right biased. I mean, obviously that could work for some people, but it'd be kind of hard to hit. So that's why that Blueprint is shorter, because they can take that offset off. But it's not offset to the point where it wouldn't fit. And when they've got that pocket they take out of there and then they spread the weight out, that it just increases the MOI, the moment of inertia. So, and it really makes it to the point where you hit it on the toe and the heel, doesn't twist, doesn't lose ball speed. It looks really good. Let's see how it feels.
That had a great sound.
Yeah. It feels almost identical. That was very, very straight. That was ripped, a little pulled, so it's gonna go farther. These wanna draw on me a little bit. Yeah, play that. That was 140 ball speed. That's right at it.
That's a good ball there.
I like that window. You know, and we talk about shot windows a lot in club fitting. I want to see that ball come out of the same window, and especially with better players, I want to see the consistency of the window, and that has to do with dynamic loft. That has to do with centeredness of contact. It has to do with how well you're squaring it. So when you see that window over and over again, and then you can go, okay, well, if you're going to blend the set, let's see how the window is. And these are almost exactly the same. That was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that sounded really well struck.
Again, I mean, I'm going to say these are the best feeling pings, I mean, I've ever felt.
Okay.
That was smoked.
And I would definitely put you into that competitive player, better player, tournament player type of category. Good ball striker, a lot of club head speed. I mean, so far you're making the T and the S look pretty good, but if I was making a decision right now, I would say we've got a little more stability and a little more playability coming out of that S for us.
Yeah, you know, when I have conversations with people, I say, okay, this is going to be up to you. So if you want to split the set, you're going to kind of make the decision on where you want to do that. They usually arrive at more forgiveness throughout. I mean, why wouldn't you want just a little bit more forgiveness? I mean, if it looks the same and feels the same, give yourself a little bit more forgiveness, because when you're coming down the stretch, you got to carry water, you're a little nervous, you hit it on the toe a little bit, and it gets on the green. That's worth its weight in gold there. That's the ball flight I desire.
That's a good ball to end on right there.
It's so good. And the feel is right on all the way through. So sometimes in these tests, I feel differences and I couldn't blend it. I mean, the feel, the look, the performance, everything's right there. So, I mean, I think Ping has hit a home run. They're really, this is a beautiful iron too. I like the chrome accent on it too. So
Yeah, it's definitely a premium look. Let's take a look at some of the data, see how they stack up side by side. Same static loft. Let's see what they do performance-wise.
Sounds good.
So side-by-side comparison between the T and the S. Kind of walk us through some of this data. What jumps out to you?
I mean, the efficiency is incredible, especially when I've got a traditional blade at 137. I tell people when I'm fitting them, you're probably going to be a little bit inefficient with the blade because it's really not built for a lot of ball speed.
Sure.
But the ball speed retention across the face was really good. Club head speed's interesting. A little bit faster with the S. Maybe I had a little bit more confidence with that because, you know, it's a little bit bigger, so I decided to go a little bit harder at it. Dynamic loft is a little bit higher with the S. That probably has something to do with the CG.
Sure.
CG, center of gravity is a little bit lower on the S than it is on the T by design. Overall, these numbers are so close that blending the set makes a lot of sense.
Take a look at ball data here. Now, this is kind of interesting to me when we're talking about static loft being the same.
Yeah.
So kind of walk us through why we're seeing a little bit of a difference in launch angle, and then also why we're seeing a little difference here in spin, especially when dispersion is so tight.
Yeah, so the logic behind it's got to be the center of gravity. So with the center of gravity being lower, it's going to launch the ball up in the air. Center of gravity lower, going to be a little bit more spin. The spin consistency in this, when you get a standard deviation between 1 and 200, that's really good. So across the face, the consistency of spin is great. But a little bit more ball speed out of the S, built for a little bit more ball speed, but 206 and 207 carry distance. I mean, I didn't lose anything from blade to a cavity back, kind of cavity back. So it's everything that they're saying that it is.
I would agree 100% from what I'm looking at. I mean, the spin threshold there, nice and tight on both irons. A little more consistency like we talked about in the Blueprint S. So I mean, with that, I would say if you're that type of player, better ball striker, good speed, good spin, and looking for something that's going to give you great feel and feedback, and then also have just the consistency that we saw, hey, this is a great iron to check out.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed hitting these. These might hang out of my bag.
I mean, great looking addition to the bag.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I'd say with that, let's wrap that up. If you like the content you saw here, make sure to check out our deep dive video that we actually had an opportunity to shoot at Ping headquarters, where we take a deep dive behind what's really under the hood here and looking at how this product came to be and essentially all of the R&D work. As always, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're curious about Blueprints or any other products, make sure to book your next fitting at your local TrueSpec. We'll see you next time.